Peace to
Salam.
you.
And to you too. All right. So we are back again for our weekly session of who's going to come and talk about the Quran other than the nonsense they've been told all their lives. So, again, as usual, I'll post this link for those who have the ability or the wherewithal to come and discuss the Quran in a manner that they have never been taught, heard of, discerned, understood, except the garbage they've been told about the Quran mostly. So we will not hold our breath as usual.
Yeah,
We will continue with our session. So today we're going to read chapter 72, and then we will see what happens after that, after we finish chapter 72. So let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. So, chapter 72. The title of this chapter is The Demon Kind, or in Arabic, Al Jinn. The Jinn, yeah, they made us afraid of the jinns when we were young, if you remember.
absolutely.
Uh, we hear about demons, devil, he's so demonic. He's a demonic entity, as if demons are all bad and they are evil and they will just destroy you. And then they conflate demons with the devil or Satan. Now there is a caveat of truth in there. Obviously, there is a kernel of truth that the primary Satan is a demon, but all demons are not Satans or devils, as they call them, Lucifer. And men are also demons, which they will never accept because, how can a human be a demon? Show some humanity. Yeah, demonic. Demonic, and the opposite are is manic. Yeah. Man is manic, hasty. Demonic is the evil side. No, none of that is true. Yeah, some of us are manic and some of the demons are demonic, if you want to use that word. But the demons in large and the men in large are similar to each other as creations. We both these entities have the ability to renege against what God has told us to do, and we do it willfully and beautifully. We are great rebels against God as a creation, the demons and the men. So all this nonsense about demon, demonic, and all you hear about what the so-called Muslims tell you about the jinn, which is the same as the demon, and the Christians about demonic, demon possession, all this is nonsense. I mean, obviously, there's the kernel of truth. The Satan takes you over when you turn against God. And then God assigns the Satan. He doesn't have to be a demon or she. I mean, it can be a demon or a man who is a Satan, who then becomes your protector and he guides you to hell with the will of God. It doesn't happen without God's will. So, who are these demons? So, the demons were created before men. Mankind was not created till I don't know how much time, we don't know what time passed, but demons were created before men. And they were similar to men in the trial of their servitude to God willfully or disobedience to God willfully, their will. It's your will that defines where you end up. And they were created from fire. They are fire beings. And they were created before, like I said already. And they have the ability to shapeshift. The demons can shapeshift. So nobody can really tell you what is their original form, except that they're created from fire. And so on the earth, you have many demons running around. And I mean, I can't tell generally, but you can summarize some of them to be demons, and I believe most of the leaders are demons in the scene and behind the scenes, which are the real Satans that are running the show from behind the scenes. I mean, they attribute them to the secret societies and all these secret clubs, organizations that we know and we don't know about. But they're running it from the background, the main Satans, yeah, the bigger Satans. What you see in front of you, like Trump and um, all these prime ministers, presidents, Modi, Shahbaz Sharif, the so-called king or crown prince of Saudi Arabia. All these people, they are like demonic, so-called demonic, which doesn't really mean bad generally, but for us it does. But they are probably demons, pretending to be men. And I don't know how many of them are demons, but you can't really tell because they shapeshift. If you look at um, your celebrities, if you look at their trajectory, how they change their bodies and shapes, their faces as they grow more and more into the most famous. If you look at them, yeah, I mean, you can look at their trajectory and, they're 60-year-old and they look like 40 or whatever. They look just as good or better than they were when you were 25. So, there's some stuff going on that we don't understand, except that I do. But I cannot explain or confirm that that's what's happening. But yeah, they're out there, the demons. They're amongst us. There's no doubt in that. They've been amongst us, they've been here before us, and they are with us. And most of the men, they serve the demons from other than a god, obviously. And they're going to believe with them and they're going to serve them because they bring them wealth in this world. The Satan does that with the will of God. Obviously, God brings it, but it's your desire, your will that brings you. So now this is a chapter where the messenger is commanded to say at the beginning, yeah. So with name of the God, the Almighty, the Merciful. So the Spirit commands the messenger, which is me today, and Muhammad then and any other. So what do I say? Inspired to me. Surely it heard a number from the demons, but they said. So it's been inspired to me that it heard. What is it? The Quran, by the way. I'll just tell you in advance. You'll find out later. It heard a number from the demons, but they said, surely we heard a Quran wonderful. So the demons have heard this just like men. They hear this just like the book of Moses. It guides to the conscientiousness. So we believe with it and not we partner with our Lord anyone. So these are the ones from the demons who have believed. And today there are some as well, just like in every generation before this. So this is when they heard the Quran, they said this. And I've been inspired to tell you that there are demons who believe with me. And I believe with God and his angels, the books and the messengers. So we're all in the same group, including these demons. I'm the messenger, they're not. And surely he, high, majestic, our Lord, not takes companions and not sons. So he has no partners, he has no spouses, and he has no children, sons. And surely are they saying, fools of us, over the God, falsehood. So even the demons, they're talking about us, the demons are saying that. From the demons, there are fools who are saying falsehood over God, and these people follow them on the earth. And surely we think that not you be saying the men and the demons over the God, falsehood. Yeah, what a monumental statement, yeah. But it needs to be said because they're all saying falsehood over God. And surely are walkers from the men, they seeking refuge with walkers from the demons, but they add them covering. So you have to understand that demons don't fly like the angels, as some of the idiots depict. They are walkers like men. I mean, we need help to fly. We can't just flap our arms and fly. Similar with the demons, but the demons are far stronger and far faster in motion than men. Far, I mean, you can't even imagine how much faster they are than men. So then they will say, why don't they destroy all the men? They can't. That's why. Because God stops anything being destroyed by anything else till he wishes. So, take that with a understanding. And surely they, They think like what you think, that not really bring out the God, anyone. So now these people who are seeking refuge with the demons, and they add them covering. I didn't read that. They think like what you think. And who are you? The demons are talking to you, by the way, not me. I know God's going to bring me out. The ones who are disingenuous, they disavow and they reject the hereafter. They're being told that you think like what they think, all these demons and those who are for that God's not going to bring out anyone. The demons are unaware as well, the rejectors. Only the Satans are truly aware of what's going to happen because they've been witnessing it for a while. And I would suggest some of the Satans on the earth are not truly aware of everything as well, but they know God exists. So what they've been telling these people is there is no hereafter, there is no coming out, resurrection after our death. And that's what you people think. You can keep thinking till you die. And surely we, to our touching the heaven, but we found her filled woefully, severely, and fire. So they have touched the heaven. Yeah. So the heaven, if you can touch the heaven, it's a solid thing. Okay. And that's what it is. You can ask the Christians who actually understand the Bible that the firmament is a solid barrier between us and the next heaven. But they don't understand the next heavens. They also have like three heavens and the heaven of the heavens and stuff like that. There are seven heavens, and we're under the lowest heaven, and it has a barrier above which is solid for us to pass. Of course, it can be transitioned by the angels and the spirit and those that God lets, but we cannot. Men and demons cannot. And when they touched it, they found it filled with severely, woefully, and fire. And surely we sitting from her stations to the listening. So now they're telling you what you're trying to do, right? On the earth today, they've got all these stations pointed to the heaven trying to listen. They can't do anything. They don't understand anything. They're just looking at stars, they tell you, and trying to decipher a background, what do they call it? I don't know what they call it. The background noise. I don't know what there's a word for it. Anyway, the background noise of the heaven. But one, he listens now, he will find to him fire following. So you will be destroyed if you try and do this. Yeah. So stations where it doesn't say at the heaven, just pointing to the heaven or up there, which their satellites are up there floating around the earth today between the heaven and the earth. And they're trying to listen and they're trying to look down here as well and try and tell you that they're in control and know everything. Nonsense. And surely we, not we understand, is evil wanted with those in the earth, or intends with them their Lord conscientiousness. So we don't, the demons are telling you they don't know Jack, just like we don't know Jack. I don't know. I mean, I know, but I know more than them. And surely we, from us the righteous, and from us other than that, we are tracks separate. So they're confirming to you, the demons, these are demons talking to us, by the way. They're saying this all. They've been saying it forever, the ones who believe. They're telling you that from them are righteous, just like from men. We are righteous and we're other than that. So are they. We are tracks separate. So are they. Same thing. They are the same as us in this sense. And surely we think that not we escape the God in the earth and not we escape him flying. So yeah, you're not going to get away from God. Neither can they. And surely we, to what we hear the guidance, we believe with it. So these ones who listen to the Quran, who God presented, and he's inspired me via the Spirit, that they believe with it. But one, he believes with his Lord, but not he fears shortage and not covering. So you will have no shortage and you will have no evil covering. And surely we, from us the Muslims, and from us the broken, but one who submits, but those they run conscientiously. And of what the broken, but they are to hell fodder. So this is a clear explanation that there are Muslims from the demons. Just like all the angels in the spirit are Muslims. Yeah, Muhammad is not the founder of Islam, okay? The prophet of Islam. As the others brought what? Rejection to God. Or did they bring submission to God, which the Christians tell you? We submit to God. We are submitters to God. We submit to His will. That means you're a Muslim, you fool. And the actual definition of Muslim, which has been destroyed by this generation, like it has by every other generation before it, is to submit to God. That's it. That is a Muslim, period. He doesn't need to know anything else. The almightiness of God is what you need to know to be a Muslim, not this Quran. This Quran is not for the Muslims. I keep repeating that, but people don't understand that what has been done to this Quran cannot be understood except by me today. And those who understand what I'm saying, few they are, very few. So now the Spirit continues. And if surely they constant over the tracts, to our slaking them fluid continuous. Which tracts? The righteous tracts, obviously. They are separate tracts, but which tracts are these? The righteous tracts, the ones who are righteous and are Muslims. To our trying them in it. And one, he turns over remembrance of his Lord. He wraps him punishment destructive. Okay. God's all merciful, I guess, yeah? And surely the mosques to God. The word mosque in Arabic, masjid or plural masajid, is the word for the place of remembrance to God, of God. That is what a mosque is. So any church, synagogue, temple, mosque, prayer hall, temples, whatever, wherever you go to remember God is whatever you want to call it. In Arabic, it's called mosque. A masjid. In English, it's called translation mosque. But church, synagogue, all are the same. I mean, that's where you go and pray. That's where you go and remember God. So, and surely the mosques to God. So don't you call with a God anyone. What did they do? The first thing, they slap the name of Muhammad next to God in the mosques. You've already destroyed your security and your submission by adding Muhammad in the submission to God. You need to submit to Muhammad, just like you need to submit to me and every other messenger. If you don't submit to our command, you cannot be a Muslim. Any messenger, not just me. But in the mosques, you don't partner us with God. You don't partner us with God or put our names with God in the mosque. No, like they do with Jesus, they hang him on the cross in the churches. Nonsense. Complete garbage. Yeah, the only place that I know of the three is the synagogue. They don't have anybody with God, but they are rejecting God because they reject Jesus, they reject Muhammad, they reject the Bible, they reject the Quran. So they're going to hell as well. All these three entities on the earth, by and large, are going to hell. The few from them will be saved by God because they are true Muslims. I mean, they've realized they've been sold a bill of goods and lies, falsehood, and they've rejected that and they just turn to God in their hearts and they leave all these religions alone. Some of them may be saved, but that's up to God. The ones who follow this Quran truly are going to be saved, and the ones who follow the Torah and its form today to the best of their ability are going to be saved. The Bible, no, because you add Jesus, the Son of God. There's no way you're going to be saved doing that. It's not going to happen. And surely it, when stands servant of the God, he calling him, they be over him wrapped. So these are the Satans and the rejectors. They will come around anyone who tries to remember God, who stands to God or is constant to God, they will wrap him. So now the Spirit now commands the messenger to say, and what do I say? Surely what I call my Lord, and not I partner with him anyone. Commands again, say, surely I, not I control to you bad and not conscientiousness. So I can't do any good or bad to you. I have no power. Say, surely I, not he delivers me from the God anyone, and not I find from other than him sanctuary. So I can't. Why? Except, what's the answer? Except delivering from God and his messages. That's my security. That's my sanctuary. And I've done it. So you guys are lost. You can't do anything to me anymore. God protects me, and the day he lets you destroy me, persecute, torture, imprison, whatever, you're going to be destroyed after that. You don't understand how it works. That message has been delivered. You can't do anything about it now. The cat is out of the bag, as they say. There's no way of putting it back. I've said everything I needed to say. It's all delivered. So, what's going to happen when you screw with me? Wait and find out. And one, he disobeys the God and his messengers, but surely to him fire of hell, living perpetually in her forever. So now disobey me, you're disobeying God, and you'll find out what happens eventually. Till when they see what they promised. But soon they will know who weaker help and shorter count, as you see me. I am weak and I have no numbers. You'll find out soon enough. Then I'm commanded to say, if I understand, is close what you promised, or he makes to it, my Lord, a term. So I don't know when this promise is coming, your destruction. I don't, if I understand, I don't. It's, but there are things that I see that make me believe that the term is coming close with all the things that are going on the earth, with the book. That's how I know. But I don't know, is it close or fast? What is close and what is a term? I don't know. A term can be 10 days or 10 years. I mean, for God, it can be 100 years. I don't know. Nor of the unseen, but not he makes apparent over his unseen anyone. So God doesn't make his unseen apparent over anyone except one pleas from messenger. He has told me many unseen things. He's shown me many unseen things that you guys have no clue about. But surely he wraps from in front of him and from behind him following. So the messenger that he chooses to show the unseen, and he has shown me a lot of the unseen which you guys have no clue about, cannot understand, have never thought about until I mentioned it. So obviously he's inspired it to me. I don't have any power to see the unseen. God shows it to me. What is if then if he wraps me with a band in front of me and from behind me? Yeah. A following to his knowing that have they delivered messages of their Lord, and encompasses with what by them, and accounts everything added. So all us messengers, he makes sure that we are surrounded by his angels, that we have following around us that ensure that we've delivered his message, all the messengers that he chooses, including me. And he accounts everything added. So he numbers everything. So this is this chapter, which has unfathomable amount of knowledge, and I think that ends it. Yeah.
Yes. I mean,
Question.
that's what, yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. That I mean, the few signs that you read in the beginning where the demons are speaking, there is so much information, knowledge, and wisdom in that, that if people would just pay attention and then focus on what they are doing, it's like crazy. And like yesterday, I told you that these days, I don't know, for some reason, I'm focusing so much on those who invent over the god falsehood and falsify with his signs, who is more wrong than them. And you go and see, and everybody is doing just that, like millions and millions of things. Anyway, I do have a few questions for you regarding the chapter, the demon kind. So the demons, do they live amongst us?
Oh yeah, they are amongst us. They live amongst us.
And obviously, you already said that we cannot tell that if somebody is an actual demon, like just by
Yeah, I
looking
mean,
at
it's,
them.
if you know, then you know. Some people can. I can't. I mean, I can ascertain or try and figure out or believe or think that it is, but I really don't know if it is a demon or not. I mean,
Yeah,
like most of the leaders, I believe, are demons today,
yeah,
pretending to be men because they can shapeshift. So when somebody can shapeshift, how are you going to figure out what that is? Like the spirit, the angels can shapeshift as well. The Holy Spirit, who came to Mary, presented himself as a conscious being, a man.
yeah.
So, like, how do you know what's going on in front of you? You don't.
No, no.
You just have to know these things are real. They're not fantasies and fairy tales, as most people will tell you.
Yeah, and of course, you said that men are believers with them, and you also said that, and I also remember growing up that I was terrified of jinns. Like, in fact, when I
Yeah.
started reading the Quran, I kind of like still had that feeling, and it's taken a lot to overcome that fear of them. And then, when you realize that they are just like us, it's another creation of God, and from them they are believers and rejectors. um, and anyhow, and also I do want you to clarify one thing, that when we were growing up also we were told about people being possessed by jinns or
Yeah.
demons. And then they also talk about exorcism, that that you do certain, I don't know, rituals or whatever to remove the jinn from the body that is being
Yeah.
possessed. What do you
This
have
is
to say
all
about that?
garbage, complete nonsense. You can be possessed by a man or a woman as well. What is possession? When someone controls you. That's possession. To
Yeah.
what level does someone control you? Your parents have control over you till you figure out, hey, they don't. I don't have to do what they're telling me. so, so yeah, I mean, this possession aspect is governed by God as well. It is God who assigns the Satan to the one he wants to be punished, to be taken astray, because he is astray and he's demonstrated to God that he is a complete moron, a disobedient, wretched, wicked being. So God assigns a Satan who takes him further astray. And while that is ongoing, that entity, that being that is being taken astray, whether it be men or demon, a man or a demon, he thinks or she thinks that they've been guided. They're on the right path. And look around you. They're all under the control of
Yeah.
Satan. If you look at the Christians, all the way from the Pope down to the last one, all the way to their spiritual leaders, yeah, Ayatollahs, the Sufis, the Imams, the popes, the priests, the fathers, the rabbis, the monks, all these morons, they're under the control of Satan. There's no two things about it. There can be no two things about it. They're under the control of Satan. And when Satan controls you, because God has let him, because they have reached that agreement that God had between himself and Satan at the time of the first creation, then he has authority over them, and he controls them through his inspiration, and he takes them astray while they pretend like they're the most righteous, knowing, closest to God. I mean, gods themselves, they think, like the goddamn Pope. Yeah, and this Ayatollah, you know what the word Ayatollah means? It means sign of the God. Okay, he is sign of the God. Sure, so is Satan. He's also a sign of the God. So is the earth. So is all creation. So this thing, oh, he is a sign of God. And what does that mean? That means nothing. I am a servant of God. Yeah, so is Satan. Yeah, are you disobedient or are you obedient? You don't even know, because you follow nonsense. You don't follow the truth, which is the Quran. The Quran is the truth. Those who follow this Quran with absolute sincerity for what they understand in it, like me, they will be the truthful. They will be the prosperous. They've also destroyed the word prosperous to mean wealthy. No, prosperous means successful. Oh, but successful is wealth. Okay, you're lost. These people are lost. They cannot be helped.
No, exactly. They have completely mutilated the words completely. Like when we were growing up, the word gay meant happy. Now you dare not use that word.
Well,
Rainbow,
you dare use it. What do you mean dare not?
yeah,
Everybody uses it in
yeah,
glorifying
yeah,
the gays and the lesbians.
yeah. And then the rainbow, the rainbow, so beautiful thing that God made, they've even destroyed the
Yeah.
essence of the rainbow. And
Uh,
then another word that I was like, you understood, we were watching a podcast, and this person, he was kind of praising God, and then he said something to the effect of God's awful wisdom. And for a minute I couldn't understand what he was saying, because for me awful means terrible, because
yeah.
that's the meaning that we have been that's the word that
Brainwashed.
it means right now, exactly, brainwashed by that word. And then I asked you the next day, because I couldn't understand that, he is talking positively about God, and then why is he saying awful wisdom? And then you said, what is awe? And then, I don't know exactly what you said, but you
Yeah.
made me think, oh, it's awe, and then full of
Full of
wisdom,
awe.
like, yeah, full of
Yeah, I
awe,
mean, that's what
exactly,
it means. That's what it
exactly,
actually means. Of course, it also means something that is bad, because there's
yeah,
so many words that have opposite meanings depending on context.
yeah,
And when
yeah,
you say brainwash, where I just used, I'm also brainwashed. By
By
the
the Quran.
Quran. It
Yeah.
has washed my brain of all the nonsense. It has cleansed my chest of all the nonsense thoughts that I had. I mean, not all of them because I'm still not pure, but like by and large, all of it. It has destroyed it. It has brainwashed me. I'm completely controlled by the words of this book, nothing else.
Yep.
Nothing
Yep.
else controls me. Everything else I listen to, I just pay lips service to and listen one ear out the other and try and figure out what nonsense are they trying to utter. That's all I
Yeah.
do with the
Yeah.
rest of it. And
Yeah.
it's like kind of entertainment as well, because that's what you're here to look at the world as entertainment, frivolity, play, games. That's all there is, and they take it seriously. They make it seriously. Look at this goddamned so-called self-declared emperor of the earth, Trump. Yeah, I mean the guy is delusional to say the
Yep.
least. He is
Yep.
ridiculous, and the garbage that comes out of his mouth. And there are people who love him. I mean, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
believable.
No, I mean, every day I go that it cannot get worse than that, and the next day I'm surprised. And anyway, going back to the people who get
Possessed
possessed or assigned a Satan by God, okay, they can they turn back? Like obviously by
until they become Satans. Yes, after they become Satans, there's no turning back.
okay, so it's a line
God
that you
knows the line that they need to cross.
okay, and after that there is no coming back.
There's no coming back once you become a Satan. Absolutely. No way.
Okay,
Till that point, you can turn back and realize you're in deep doo doo. And you can turn back and right yourself and ask God's forgiveness and then obey Him and His messengers and believe with these books, starting with the Quran and the Bible and the Torah with it. And the Quran is sufficient, but the Bible and the Torah will confirm to you that this book is saying exactly what they're saying. I mean, if you look at these so-called Muslims, the main ones are the Sunnis and the Shias. There are so many Khanis, Brailwis. I don't know. They're like tens, just like the Christian sects. Yeah, but the two main ones are the Sunnis and the Shias. The so-called Sunnis have invented a complete religion based on garbage called the Sunnah, hadith and sunnah of the prophet, complete garbage, and they glorify it like it's exactly from God, like the Quran. Nonsense, complete bloody nonsense.
yeah,
It's heresy. Yeah,
yeah,
absolute garbage. There's so much garbage that I don't even want to start. Everything is garbage in that faith starting from the beginning. Then the other morons, the Shias, they base their faith on the grandson of Muhammad, apparently, and his sister who were killed at Karbala. And they have this bloody nonsense invented on that. And the whole religion based on their suffering. Who the hell are they, first of all? How is you being a grandson of a prophet give you any kind of status anywhere? How is you being the father or son of a prophet gives you any status? Or the spouse? There's no status. All that has been confirmed in the Quran, that you be a father of a messenger, you be a spouse, you be a son, you are going to hell possibly. So the only one that's of import is the messenger and those who follow him, whether they be from his family or not. Doesn't matter. Anyone who follows the messenger is going to be successful. Period.
yeah,
Period. End of quote. End of discussion. Yeah. So they talk about this guy who's not even in the Quran. There's no relevance of this guy. And then the wives of the prophet, they're like our mothers. What does that mean? We can't marry them, fools. That has nothing to do with your sanctity of your mother or anything. You
mhm,
cannot marry the spouses of the messenger or the prophet once he dies. Period. That's why they call your mothers, you fools. So, and then, oh, this spouse was like this spouse did that, and Aisha and this and that, Khadija, and bullshit. None of that is in the Quran. Not even close. The only reference to the women are they're warned how they need to be, the wives and the women of the prophet, how they need to act. That's been told. And then once two women conspired against the prophet in chapter 66. Go check it out, what they were told. Okay, there is no positiveness in the women of the prophet, or that they've been warned. Don't screw around. You're going to be doubly punished. And if you follow and are devout to God and his messengers, you will be doubly rewarded as well. So both sides are excess, right? They will be doubly rewarded if they are good, and they'll be doubly punished if they are bad. That's the whole idea. I mean, people don't understand what this book is saying, and this Ashura and all this nonsensical garbage they utter. I mean, like, if you are devout to a philosophy, you will die for it. And then you say, our Ashura thing, or this, and devoutness to Christ and fight. Bullshit. Bullshit. If you've invented lies about Christ, Jesus, the Messiah, you've invented lies about Moses or Muhammad or anything else, and you abide by that, of course, you will die on that, right? And then you will say, because we are so devout to that, that's why we're so stern and stubborn and upright and righteous and bullshit. Total nonsense, yeah. That's
Yeah.
what they do, all of them. That's what they're doing. Oh, I mean, the US Constitution or the Russian Constitution or the Indian or the Pakistani or the Iranian or whoever else. You write this constitution by your own hands, and the main idea is to keep the powerful in power and the powerless out of power forever. That's what it is, nothing else. And they
Yeah.
will implement that constitution to ensure that the government stays in place, not the governed. The governed can be destroyed. It's the government that needs to survive, and the whole thing is based on that completely. Whereas God doesn't care. I mean, He knows everything's going to be destroyed, and we know everything's going to be destroyed. There's no two things about it.
Yeah.
So then, why are we worried about keeping any land intact or any people alive or securing everyone and ensuring that everybody is secure while everybody around you is dying day in and day out? You
Yeah.
can't see that. You're so dumb and deaf and deluded and blind. Yeah, it is. The Quran clearly says that it is not their eyes that are blind, it is their hearts that are blind. The eyes are seeing, their hearts are blind. Yeah, if my heart sees and my eyes are blind, I'm the seer. And if my heart sees and my eyes as well see, then I'm a real seer. Yeah, I see everything
Mhm.
that is around me and that is in the unseen. The
Yep.
heart sees the unseen,
Yep.
and it discerns the seen with
Mhm.
wisdom and knowledge from God. That's how
Yep.
it works.
Mhm. Yeah, no, for sure. So, do you have more questions on the chat?
No, there's no one.
Okay.
No
Okay.
one.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
so I do have a sign that if you can explain that to me, it's in chapter 41, and the sign in number is 45, and it says that if not a word overtook from your Lord to be deciding between them, and surely they to be in doubt from him doubting. I don't remember if this is just the part of the sign or the whole sign, but I want to ask you that in this sign, who is him in the sign, and how do we make the connection?
Okay, right. So let's see. So here, can you see it?
Just
Yeah.
one second.
Okay. Right. So, and already we brought Moses the book, but deferred in it. All right. So that's what you do, all of you. You defer in the book, just like the so called Muslims. They spew out garbage about the Quran, one sentence here, one sentence there, without understanding. If you bring a sentence like I'm bringing this sentence as you asked me, I have the full backing of the Quran to explain this, not this sign and the idiots who talk about it outside the book. I know the whole wisdom and knowledge of this book to explain this one sign to you. That's what you need to have. Without that understanding, you can only speak of what is apparent, direct. No God except God. You don't need backing for that, right? There is no
Mhm.
God except God. The
Yep.
whole book tells you that. And there's
Yep.
no deciphering of that here. And already we brought Moses the book, but differed in it. All of them. They differ. The Jews differ in the Bible. I mean, the Torah. The Christians differ in the Bible, and these idiots differ in the Quran, and everybody else differs in everything else. By the way, and if not a word overtook from your Lord to be deciding between them, and surely they to be in doubt from him, doubting. So now the word is kalimatun in Arabic, and that means word. And Jesus is defined as the Word of God in chapter 3, I believe. Yeah, 100% actually. In chapter 3, Jesus is defined as the Word of God, Kalimatullah. So when somebody says, what is the kalima? and you will say garbage, the so-called Muslims, all of you, I will say Jesus is the word. When you say kalam Allah, which is the masculine form of kalimatun, I will say that's the book, the Quran, and the Torah, and the Injil. They're all words of God, capital word, masculine, higher than the feminine. Of course, Jesus is less than the books of God. He cannot be more than the books of God. He has to follow these books just like anyone else. When Jesus returns, he will follow this Quran just like Muhammad, just like me, just like any true believer. He will follow this Quran. He will tell you what Muhammad told you, and he will tell you you've been lying about me, and you've been lying about Muhammad, and you've been lying about Abraham and Moses and everyone else of us. And they will probably try and kill him like the rest of us. But this word means Jesus. So what is it? If not a word overtook from your Lord, Jesus overtook, right? He came and then he's been taken away. How did he get overtook? Because he came before, right? He's
Yeah.
overtaken that word. It has already occurred. If not that word, to be deciding between them. So what is the decision? Their end, right? So if not a word had overtaken, he would have, but the word has gone. But he's already, no, he's going to come back. This is where it proves to you that Jesus is going to come back. If not a word overtook from your Lord, to be deciding between them. The word is Jesus. So if he hadn't overtaken, he would have finished, but he has overtaken. But then you will come and tell me, well, he's gone now. Ah, he's going to return. So that's why the decision between us is not going to occur till Jesus comes back, which is the end, right? The end cannot happen on the earth. The mankind cannot be vanquished here in this creation, and the earth and the heaven cannot be destroyed till Jesus returns. If that hadn't happened, he would have finished us by now. But that has happened, and he has ordained that he must return. And all those who are keepers of the book, those who hold the Quran, the Torah, and must believe with him before his death, before the death of Jesus. This is also written in chapter 3. So until that happens, the world will not end, cannot end. So all these people running around screaming from the mountaintops that the earth is about to end, we're going to destroy it by a nuclear war and all this nonsense is complete bunk. It's
Okay.
complete garbage. It's
Okay.
nonsense. And surely they to be in doubt from him doubting. So now here is the word minhu with him or it, you can write the whole sentence. I write him doubting because they doubt that Jesus will return or not, all of them. Whereas the word here is female. So if it was pointing to this word, it would be from her, it would be minha. But minhu is pointing to it, the whole thing, the whole aspect of the word being sent and the decision being not made because the word has been sent or overtook. And but I say him, Jesus, because he's the word and he has to return. That's it. That's all there is here. And this is repeated at least 3 or 4 times in the Quran in different aspects, yeah, of this.
Yeah, there's another sign. It's in chapter 42, sign number 14, and it's similar, and it says, "If not a word overtook from your Lord to a term summed to be decided
Yeah,
between
here.
them." Yeah,
And
in
not they
that.
separate except from afterward comes to them the knowledge transgressing between themselves. So if you related to the last and Moses brought the book but differed in it, exactly the same thing is being said. And not they separate except from after what comes to them from the knowledge, the book transgressing between themselves. I mean, the book is pure and perfect, this Quran. You
Yeah,
cannot get out of it.
yeah.
And if not a word overtook from your Lord to a term summed, to be deciding between them. So term summed is when we're going to be destroyed at the end. And surely those who inherited the book from after them to be in doubt from him doubting, same thing. So here again the kalimatun, exactly. And this is to a term sum. Which term is this? The end of the earth or the turning, coming back of the word, whichever one you look at it, right?
Right.
Term summed. What is the term summed? Till he comes back. To be, if it wasn't for that, he would be finished. He would have finished us off a long time ago. No. And surely those who inherited the book from after them to be endowed from him. So after them, who is them? Them are the Christians. Them are the Torah people. Both of them are endowed from him, doubting. And so are these morons who inherit the Quran. They're endowed from Jesus. They don't understand the status of Jesus. They put their own faith on top of Jesus's faith, or Jesus' stature, that they're better than him because they follow the Quran. You think Jesus follows other than the Quran when he followed the Injil, the Bible? Are you out of your minds? This Quran only confirms what Jesus brought and what Moses brought, nothing else. It brings you the same knowledge, wisdom, and law, nothing else. And the law is perfect in here. If you implement the law of the Quran, you will understand that the leeway God has given to us on the earth is so far reaching, so diverse, so broad that our laws are stifling in front of it. Stifling. All the laws that we put on the earth are stifling, are tyrannical, yeah, are overbearing. They make you do things that are absolutely not deemed necessary or ordained by God at all.
Yeah.
If you look into this book, you'll realize there's really nothing much that is disallowed. I mean, it lets you, I mean, God let you kill as well, by the way, after telling you don't kill. He
Yeah.
lets you adulter after telling you don't adulter.
Yeah.
He lets you reject him after telling you don't reject me, you're going to hell. So all these things that are going to take you to hell are allowed for you to do, even though you're disallowed. And nobody, God doesn't kill you for rejecting him, does he? I don't see
No.
that happening.
Nope.
He doesn't
No.
until your term comes. Then you die. It's not because you rejected.
Yeah.
That's part of it. You die because your term has come. Whether you're a believer or you're a rejecter or you're a partnering person or you're a Muslim or whatever, you're going to die when your term is complete.
Yep.
And that God knows for every soul. And
Yeah.
then when that happens, you will die. There's no two
Yeah.
things about it.
Yeah. And also it refers to the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, messenger of the God, and his word. So what does it mean, his word? Like,
Okay, let's go there first. Which sign is it?
oh, I didn't put the sign
Three.
number.
Somewhere in three.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, I didn't put the sign number.
So
Actually, no, it's in chapter 5. Chapter 5, I
it
think
is in
sign number
345. Hold
100.
on a second.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
here.
Okay.
Chapter 345. Behold, they
Yeah.
said, the angels. So the angels informed Mary before Jesus was going to be born. Oh, Mary, surely the God, he informs you with word from him. This is the definition of Jesus. His name. The word's name is, and it is Bekalimatin, which is with word, minhu, from him. The angels are speaking to Mary here. His name, the Messiah Jesus, son of Mary, honored in the world and the hereafter, and from the close ones of God. By the way, it doesn't say this. He is the only man who is by name spoken in the Quran from mankind, who is one of the close ones of God. No one else is confirmed to be. The angels are all close ones of God in the Spirit, obviously. From mankind, only Jesus has been specified as one of the close ones of God. I know I'm one of the close ones because I know it's not written here. It's Jesus, and so is Muhammad and Moses and all the others. But as far as written confirmed, only Jesus before he was born. So it was all preordained. This, when people talk about preordainment, here's the example of preordainment. But everything is not preordained. And he will speak to the mankind in the cradle and walking and from the righteous. So in the other place, chapter 5, which is it?
I think I'm confusing two signs. I think 110 if you can check, but I think that was for another thing that I wanted to ask, another question.
No, no, this is not the. There's another place. I know where it is. I can find it.
Yeah, sorry. This is the next question, so that's
Hold on
why.
a second.
Yeah.
Let me find the other place. I think it's in chapter 4. I know it's in chapter 4, actually. It's towards the end. So here it is, 171 in chapter 4. O keepers of the book. So he's talking to all of us, all the so called Muslims who are not, who hold the Quran, who hold the Torah, who hold the Bible. But he's talking to all of us. Don't you mix in your way, and don't you say over the God except the truth, all of you. What is it? Surely what the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, messenger of the God, and his word. This is what explained here in Arabic clearly. Al Masihu Isa ibn Maryam. So he is the Messiah, Jesus, son of Mary, messenger of the God, Rasulullah, wa kalimatuhu, and his word, kalimatuhu, who points to God. Kalimatu is word, and through her to Mary. Now, this her points to the word, not to Jesus, of course, in turn to Jesus, but ha is a female. So this points to the word here, and word points to Jesus. He is the word. He threw her to Mary and spirit from him. And some of the idiots say that this means that Jesus is the spirit. Bollocks. Jesus is not the spirit. Gabriel is the spirit, the only spirit. Just like Jesus is the Messiah, the only Messiah. Okay, so he threw Jesus to Mary and spirit, because the spirit is what brought Jesus to Mary. I mean, it's so simple, but these people are deluded. Yeah, absolutely deluded. They will never understand, because they've understood nonsense, and that cannot be overturned by the truth anymore. So what do you want to talk about? 110? Yeah.
No, so going back to his word, that means that whatever Jesus says is God guiding him to say exactly his
Oh yeah,
words.
he cannot speak anything except the absolute truth. He cannot err. He is pure anyways. That's defined in chapter 19. He is the absolute pure human. He cannot err. So whatever he says is the word of God. I mean, I err, so I'm not the word of God. I only repeat the words of God from this Quran that God has bestowed upon me, and those two I cannot do it perfectly. Jesus cannot err. Just like Muhammad, he erred. Moses erred. I err, but Jesus cannot err. Doesn't make him God, by the way. That's what they say. Yeah, because he cannot err, he is God. So what about the spirit and the angels? They're all gods as well. Stupid fools.
Okay, and over here, my question was that it says, "And behold, I taught you the book and the wisdom and the Torah and the Injil." So, what is the book referring to over here?
The book and the wisdom are the fundamental uh, knowledge that comes to all messengers, has been coming from the beginning, from Adam down to Moses. The same book and wisdom, exactly the same book. With the Torah, God added the law. So God taught Jesus the book and the wisdom, and the Torah and the Injil. Okay? So the Torah has the law in it, and the Injil has the law in it, which confirms what the Torah brought, the exact same thing. So when he taught him the book and the wisdom, it's whatever was taught to all messengers. Now, some people, and I could argue that this book and wisdom can also be part of the book and wisdom, and that's mother of the book, but I don't see that. Jesus does have knowledge from that book, the book that controls everything, that he used to give life the dead, and he created life from sulfur, a bird, cleansed the lepers, and all these other stuff that he did, brought out the dead. So he can do that. That is knowledge from the mother of the book, which controls everything. The angels and the spirit use that to do all sorts of things that we cannot imagine, including giving us life, resurrection, death, everything else. Yeah. So this book and wisdom, I believe, is the one that has been coming to all messengers. The only thing that was added was at the time of Moses, when the law was revealed by God to mankind. And since that law has been re um, regurgitated and
Repeated.
reiterated in the Injil and the Quran. Exactly the same law. It is the same law. There is no new law. There is no goddamn Sharia law that these bastards have put on the earth, the so called Muslims. Absolute bastards. They can be called much worse. I'm just calling them bastards. And they have destroyed the law that is in the Quran, which will overcome them in the end, as I have been warning, and I will continue till I die. Just because they kill me or I die does not mean this law will not overcome them in the end and destroy them and put them in hell. It will. The law that is in this book, that is unraveling in front of our eyes today, everywhere. I mean, the things that are happening on the earth, only God knows. The things that we see are bad enough to understand what's coming to them.
Yeah. No, of course, it's scary that rejection of God and like his warnings in the book. And if you just read it, there's so much knowledge, so much information, and it is very something to be very fearful of.
No, no, they don't
Rejection.
fear God. What is this fear? You make us fear nothing. Fear is the only fear, yeah? Fear itself is the only thing to fear. What?
So I should
So
be fearing fear.
what? So I
I
am not supposed to fear, and I'm supposed to fear fearing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll bite.
Yeah.
What a
No,
bunch
for
of
sure.
morons, man!
Yeah, no, for
Absolutely.
sure. No, exactly.
Anyway, okay, I think we're done for today. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Till next Saturday, if
Yeah.
wishes the Lord, 1 p.m. New York time. Yeah, 1 p.m. New York time. Till then, salam,
Salam.
peace.